Hello all. So another day, but not raining this time, and another video. So finally getting on to the Epstien Files. This thing has been in the news over here just as much as it's been in the news in USA. Mainly because people are, of course, interested in our American cousins and what goes on there. And of course, the fact that Ireland has very close connections to the United States. Irish people, we talk about it quite a bit. And most of our conversations revolve or go back to the idea of our own kind of brush with these types of scandals in the past. Not amongst our politicians, mind you, but amongst the clergy here, the Roman Catholic Church. If you've seen my previous video on my perspective on Christian nationalism and Judeo-Christian culture, you will have gotten a breakdown as to why most Irish people think that this is a very, very dangerous idea. And during that video, I mentioned that one of the reasons Ireland went from being a predominantly Roman Catholic culture and a Roman Catholic country whose laws were basically being dictated to by those in religious authority was that the repeated scandals, some of which were sexual in nature, that came out about church officials and other organisations connected to the church during the 1990s. This basically turned a lot of Irish people against the Roman Catholic Church and made us less willing to follow after the dictates of the priests and the bishops. So did anybody go to jail? Well, there was prosecutions held, people were defrocked, priests were kicked out of their position and removed from their authority, made civilians again, and some of them did indeed serve time in jail. But it was the fact that the vast majority of the Roman Catholic Church and those who were in authority in it lost most of their political power and social power in Ireland. That is what I want to highlight here. There were those who struck against it, those who fought against it, those who basically said, well, this isn't right, it's part of our culture, etc., etc. But most people basically saw the facts for what they were, heard the testimony, and decided that the church was not worth supporting anymore in that way. It's not to say they became irreligious, it's just they saw religion in a different manner. And that's the nearest we've ever come to a scandal on the scale of the Epstien Files. We're shocked with regards to it, to be quite honest, that the American political system seems to be openly engaged in a undercover job, and nobody seems to be able to stand against them. It's shocking that Congress, in particular, have decided to put political expediency above their own above the interest of the American people, and shocking that it looks very, very likely that those who perpetrated these vile crimes against basically children will more than likely get away with it largely in the United States. There isn't any verifiable connections to any Irish business leaders or politicians with regard to the Epstien Files. Ireland and Irish politicians do appear in it, but only in a secondary or tertiary form. There's no direct evidence of any wrongdoing or any connection to the vile activities of Epstein and his cabal, which is saying that this is a blessing is disgraceful in and of itself. We should never have gotten to this stage. Never. we can only hope that eventually the full story will come out and some people will get punished for their crimes. But under Trump, under MAGA, it's not looking likely. Anyway, thank you very much. Bye.